Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, it may give you further clarity as to what's going on now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have the Knight of Swords rushing in. He's either running from something or running to something. And this energy is, okay, the knights would work for the king and the queen in the court. And they would deliver messages like far and wide. Back then, that's the only way they had of communication. Of course, this does represent communication coming in about the element of the sword. And the sword is about our mental intelligence and our ability to use words to vocalize, and also the written word. So this energy represents some sort of information coming in. It could, and these days, of course, we have all sorts of forms of communication. So it could be an email, it could be a text message, a phone call. You could see something on social media, you could be invited to an event and then, meet someone with some information, all sorts of ways. It could be in the news. This also can represent that you have a thought, and it's an aha moment for you, and that comes rushing in. The Knight of Swords is sometimes considered to be like a fool rushing in, because as you can see, we can only see half his sword, so it's like a half thought. And maybe we can't see the point. So maybe he can't either. So this energy is more like, he's running through barren land against the wind. So it feels like it's, he looks very anxious. His horse is even stressed out. And so this is talking about something coming in that it's more important for him to get the information that he does know there. And, just deal with that, try to find out the rest later kind of energy. Okay, so we have an energy here of someone being in a mental prison. This is talking about the Eight of Swords represents, like there's 7 swords behind and there's 1 here. And I feel like this always gives me the impression that someone's really been caught in a thinking loop. Can't see their way out. They're blind. The blindfold represents not being able to see a way out of a situation. And a lot of times, like it's about being duty bound. That it's for reasons beyond your control that you can't get out of a situation. I also feel like there was probably way more water here in the beginning. And because the energy of water in the tarot represents emotions, so I feel like she's taken a step forward with her right foot, which means that she's ready to use her, her masculine energy to take an action now. She seems to have put 8 of the swords behind her, and is ready maybe to step forward with this one thought. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, kind of energy. And I feel like, before maybe there was a lot of water, but now it's dried up. This could be all the tears that they've cried, that can represent that kind of energy. Because her foot is in very shallow water now. So it's saying that the worst of the emotion is now over. So that's that energy of that card. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting on her throne, and her element is Pentacles. Pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, that kind of energy. Your lifestyle. I mean, you could have all the money in the world. A big part of that is the coin is representing money as well. But money is just another form of energy of abundance. And, you could have all the money in the world and still not be feeling like you're living the lifestyle you want to live. This, clearly, if this is the same person, which quite often it is, we're talking about the energy of someone in the collective, or many of us in the collective. And this energy is saying, okay, the Queen of Pentacles, she's very good at, she's known for being very resourceful in situations. She knows how to invest her time and her money and her energy. She prefers quality over quantity. So this is talking more old money. Like this is a lot of money. This is a legacy, generational wealth kind of energy. And it's just saying like she's steady, like she's someone that has the knowledge. She's been probably brought up with money, being a queen of pentacles. And I'm just going to check here. Yes, okay. I was just reminding myself to check that I have this set up correctly because I was doing other types of readings and I just want to make sure you're going to be able to see the bottom and the top of this reading. Okay, so yeah, that's the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have, okay, this is a card of disappointment. This person is sitting under the tree and the universe, God, are offering another cup of love here after 3 being put here. So this card can have several meanings. The cups of love generally represent romantic love, but they also can represent the love you have for yourself, the love you have for others other than your romantic partner. It can also represent something you love to do or something you love to be, that kind of energy. And it looks like there's several scenarios this could represent. There could have been 3 people involved in a relationship where there was supposed to only be 2. This could be giving someone 3 chances and they're asking for a 4th and you're saying, no, 3 strikes and you're out. The energy can also be like maybe you've had 3 really, important relationships that were romantic and they just never worked out. So you're saying another cup of love? I don't think so. I don't want to have to go through the same old shift. Is this different or is this going to be the same old shift? And so this is God saying, hey, it's me. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. You can trust that I wouldn't send you someone that was the same old shift. Go ahead, accept the cup of love. It's kind of funny. And so then we have the High Priestess coming in, and she's sitting in between these 2 they're pillars, and one represents Jesus and one represents the devil. And basically this energy is about the extremes and how you can get caught in between, how easy it is to get caught in between 2 extreme energies. And the secret is to becoming neutral to both sides so that you can make strong choices and not be in this energy and this energy, trapped, not knowing where to go or what to do, or being really impulsive and doing something that is just going to cause more stress. We also have the Queen of Cups coming in. So this is representing, yes, there was something to do with love here. The Queen of Cups is holding a cup of love, and her cup is like got a lid on it because it represents that she is conditional love, and she's a container of love. This is someone who, and it's almost like a trophy here. Quite often this can represent also your maternal bloodline. The love your mother has for you and your grandmother has for you and your great-grandmother. And it's a type, this is the most traditional probably of all the queens. This is someone that is most likely to be in a traditional marriage and have, love her family and her pets and the community, and, just someone that really is a loving individual, very kind. And someone who, if she has the values of both the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, then she is someone that you can really count on, really someone solid, in the community as well. There's 9 cups here of love, and these 9 cups, in the tarot, the highest you can go is 10. So this is like really doing well. So this is talking about there's 9 cups available, but this is like kind of a wishing card. So this is like, okay, maybe you have like the money, you have the family like that you were coming to, and you love them, and you love the place you live, and you love your career and your neighbors and your pets and everything, but maybe you're missing that cup of love, and that's where you've found all the disappointment. And so this is talking about someone who's very loving and a steady person, and just feels like when it comes to matters of love, it's always been disappointing. It's something about using the intuition. The High Priestess does use her intuition, and she follows the cycles of the moon. And so it's saying you can't you're not going to get the answers in love by thinking about it. You have to feel You know, you have to feel and use your heart energy in matters of love, as well as, and then apply the logic to that. We have the Nine of Pentacles as well. So this is, I do feel this is someone that's like, you know, this energy, this is, I'm building a pyramid here, and this is the energy of someone who is really doing very well. And you have, this is, you have all the tools at your disposal. And so the energy is talking about, you know, you being able to manifest at a high rate. Now, this is a wish. So what this is saying is, you know, and we're looking past, present, or future. This looks like this could be someone, you might be someone that is in the public eye in some form, like maybe in, you know, a higher position in some sort of, or, you know, an influencer or something like that. Because this is, are these cups, this looks like it's a stage. And are these cups above the person's head? So it's happening right now? Or is this already happened in the past? And now you're looking, you know, you have your hand on the Six Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is coming in as well. So it's, I really feel like this is saying that what I said before, confirming it, that this may be the same person, and they have the pentacles, they've put the work in, all of that, but they just don't have they haven't been successful in finding the love, and that's what they really want right now, and it's bothering them a lot. And so this energy, this Nine of Pentacles, I always think of Nikola Tesla, who talks about, you know, he talked about how the beauty of the 369. If you knew the value of the 369, that you know, you would have the key to the universe. And so I feel like that's a ratio, and like she has her hand on Six Pentacles because she knows that she always has to have enough to be able to support herself and her projects and run her home, all of that energy. And then these other three are ones that she can invest in, you know, more risky things, and also maybe in family members that need help and charity, etc. And she has the Foresight, which represents this falcon. So this is someone that's learned how to discern where and who to invest her time and energy and money with. I just feel like the one thing that's missing, yeah, because here is the 10th pentacle coming, and this is saying, yeah, this person has no problem with pentacles. That's not the issue. The issue is that the cup of love, you know, like being able to, she has a lot of love, and probably has a lot of people in her life that she loves, and that love her back. It's, you know, and pets and all of that kind of energy, and maybe a really satisfying career, and has everything except for this romantic partner love is what I'm getting. And it would be a wish can come true. Then it would be the 10th pentacle represents the ultimate lifestyle, that you're on your path on that lifestyle. So it's talking about on all your spiritual needs as well being met, as well as your physical. And it's talking about there's been some shifty energy, maybe, well, clearly here because of this card here, there's been disappointment. So this is just talking about someone, and it could be, these swords could be representing, like, you know, this energy here of thinking maybe that, oh, this is it, this is the love of my life and everything, and then it turned out to be a shift disturber. And so if this person has this much money, it could be, like, this is pre-Empress. This is like, in the minor arcana, this card represents someone who's almost at the Empress level, which is the qualities of all four queens. This is a highly desirable person. And, you know, they have the potential to keep manifesting. That's the energy. And perhaps this person recognized that, but they were a shift disturber. They really, they planted like two swords, basically the thought that they were that hero, you know, that romantic person, that they really were in love as well, you know, that kind of energy, that they were a wish come true. That guy, that's what I'm getting. And then they, you know, because this is someone who is a walking contradiction. They're looking at the past or looking backwards. They're always looking over their shoulder. And, but they're moving forward, and they're not looking where they're going, and they're on their tiptoes. And it's broad daylight. So, and are they stealing these swords? What are they doing? Or are they making it look like someone stole the swords and leaving too, so that when the people go, hey, who stole my swords? They get in a fight, and then, then it'll be really exciting for him to watch, right? It's that kind of weird energy. So it's this card is basically saying, if you have anything to do with this person, dot your I's, cross your T's. This is someone who's very shifty and, is out for, is not presenting themselves as they really are. And so this energy would be very disappointing in love if you thought, okay, this was. And I guess maybe the truth is coming out now, and that's where the disappointment comes from. Someone was juggling. So this is talking about juggling pentacles and morals, basically, I feel. This card, the pentacle card, or the Two of Pentacles, can represent the energy of... it's okay, Stella. My cat just needs... Are you okay? Are you all right? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. She had something stuck on her foot. What a silly girl. Are you okay now? Okay. I apologize. She likes to be around for the readings, but sometimes her job is to purr. But man, sometimes cats have staff, dogs have owners. You have to just accept that when you have a cat. So this is the juggling options. And this is talking about the pentacles being juggled part. This is energy of coin probably on top of love. And so this card basically says, like, sometimes it can represent multitasking, someone that's very busy, but it also can, busy doing what though? That kind of energy. And the other thing that I want to point out is this guy has, look how he's holding these swords. Like, it's so dangerous. Like, who holds swords like that? These are very sharp. Like, it just doesn't even make sense. So, you can't really make sense of that person, why they would have done what they did, but it gained momentum. And so maybe it was at the point where, it was really heartbreaking when you found out that, they weren't who they said they were. And so this card says, juggle your options, but don't ever juggle your morals. But it looks like someone has. And yes, now I do feel we're almost at Empress energy now, because we have 3 queens here already. And now that the truth has come out, look at how the Queen of Swords is like, hello, give me my money. I want my money back. That's the energy. So the Queen of Swords was in this energy, and on her way to being this energy, but then somehow she decided that she loved this character. And now she's like, now that she knows the truth, she's like, got her left hand out saying, get over here, I want my money. And she's got her sword out and she's like, you better get your shift together here. I want what was taken from me here. And I know who you are now. And, my head is above the clouds. I have clarity. And the background of the sword energy, like the royal cards, the face cards, the knights and the king and queen, they have like these little birds in the background, and sometimes it's a flock, but hers is an individual one saying she's one person now. And she's got her sword up. If you don't come in correct with her, it's going to be off with your head. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. She's done with the bullshit. I want my money. She's got her hand out saying, I want my money back. And remember, the queens can also be a male in his feminine energy, but because of the Empress energy, which is the ultimate feminine energy, I feel this is like that pre-Empress energy. I feel like this is probably a female. And then we have having to have a lot of patience. So it's almost like using alchemy to get out of this situation because it was so challenging. So this is talking again, like, look at, again, we have the same person, and now she's got her foot in the universal water. And she's got this one on dry land. So you see that? It's totally opposite here. But she's pouring into herself from the universe and then pouring her special quality into the energy of the universe. And she's grounded on land. And a lot of people feel that this is actually represents an earth angel that God sent to the earth to be on their destined path to empower others and set examples for how to deal with this kind of energy, basically. And this is talking about having to have a lot of patience. This is, again, okay, so the Two of Wands represent someone. Quite often I feel like this is an entrepreneur, but it's like someone that has energy planted here, and they're standing at the top of their castle and they're overlooking the domain, and they've got the globe in their hand and they've got their left hand, so they're thinking about taking action to do something new, basically. And this is the energy of, you know, a big fish in a little pond that recognizes, you know, I've done everything I want to do here, and I need to move to a different location or a new career or a new, you know, I have to do something new, get out of this relationship and move forward. That's the energy. And we have the moon energy. So the moon energy is talking about there's a lot of energy coming up right now as I'm doing this reading. It's February 6th that this will be posted. This is actually the second reading that I have done today for today, because the last one was just, I just don't feel comfortable putting it out there. I was going to anyway, and I just, not, it's just, it was just, I didn't feel it was going to benefit people very much. And so sometimes the readings are like that. So I just using my judgment, you know, doing this one. But this is talking about hidden illusions that are happening. And there was this energy, there's, you know, when the moon is out, you know, the full moon, we had a full moon on the 1st of February. And now we're going to have a new moon on the 17th of February. And this new moon, I am going to do some readings about this new moon, but I think after, like, I'm also going to do a reading for the mid February, and then I'll do the one for the moon. But this new moon coming in is really intense, because it's also it's in the sign of Aquarius. So it's talking about the needs of the world and of the group and of that kind of energy, and you know, kind of altruistic energy and forward thinking and technologically, you know, that's the Aquarius energy, experiment and observe kind of energy. And so that new moon is coming in, but on that same day is the energy of the Chinese New Year, and we're moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy, two totally different energies. And we also have on that same day a solar eclipse, if you can imagine. So that's going to be quite the day. And I can already feel that energy coming in. An eclipse, quite often, and this is the first eclipse of this year. So that energy can stick with us for like up to 6 months. And a lot of you are probably already feeling it when there's an eclipse. It's like talking about, you know, it can be a real quick turnaround, and you just have to deal with it kind of energy. And I feel like that's kind of what's being said here. And so this may have already happened, as I said, or be about to happen, or it's happening right now, depending on who you are. But don't be surprised if you find out something about someone that you didn't realize, and it was shifty. That's the kind of energy that's on the planet right now anyway. So this is about someone who's decided that, yeah, I don't want to be in this energy anymore. I'm going to discipline my mind, hang my subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind in the wall. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to pray. I'm going to put my mind at ease. I want peace of mind in my life. And so that's talking about all the illusions coming out. And sometimes the truth is really challenging to hear, but you know, the truth will set you free. And this is God saying the whole truth is coming out, and we're seeing that all over the world right now in so many unfavorable ways. And then we also have like the stained glass window in the background here. And this has the word Pax, P-A-X on it, which represents peace. And so this is talking about someone who's going inward, meditating, and this is a really good idea to do this. The fiery horse energy is fiery, and especially for the signs that are already fiery, like the fire signs, you have to really watch it, because it can be very, very impulsive energy. It's really beautiful energy in many ways. Like in love, it's passionate, and it's, you know, free-spirited. If you've ever ridden a horse, like, it's just such a beautiful experience. But the energy can also be very impulsive, like if a horse gets spooks and runs. And it can also be like where you're setting goals that are so high that there's no possible way you can get them in, accomplished in the time frame that you want. And so I mean, it's possible, but you have to, like, you could really burn yourself out. And it's that kind of energy of like just wanting to run and then being disappointed because too much multitasking can quite often lead to quantity over quality. And that's why the queen likes she likes quality over quantity, because sometimes if you do too much, your work suffers and then you end up having to do things twice. And then you're behind rather than ahead. So this is talking also about a lot of competition, dealing with a lot of competition. I feel this competition may have been competition you're not aware of, immature competition in your love life that you weren't even aware of. And look at, there's five people here fighting with their swords, and then there's also this energy of there's five swords, and then there's five wands here. So God forbid, this person might have actually had five different and like that would be upsetting. I could see how that would be a lot to take if you found that out. This is talking about, immature competition. So that would be a very immature situation. I mean, some people, agree to those types of relationships, but if you didn't agree to it and then you found out that not only was your partner sneaking around with someone behind your back, it was actually more than one person, and that could be what this represents. And then this is the card of marriage. And so this card has been coming up quite a bit. It is the card of marriage and commitment. This is talking about being ready for marriage and commitment, but not maybe finding the right partner, which could be a problem. I can see how, it is problematic if you really want to get married and have a family and all that, but you're not finding the person that you want to be with or that wants to be with you at the same time, it's an art, I guess. And so this is talking about the beginning of fulfillment, though, coming through. So God, I feel like God is saying there is someone coming into your life here. This is talking about what you have to work with, the obstacles, and then this is talking about having the courage to like move forward and give it another go here. You deserve to have the love that you want in your life. And, a lot of my readings that I did for Valentine's Day. So if you want to take a look at those, I posted them and they were all completed yesterday. And I was like, there was a lot of tough love in those. I was thinking, it'll be so lovely to do a reading about love and it'll be light and fluffy and romantic. And it was like, not so much that way, but this card did come up a lot. So I think what it's saying is sometimes we have to be realistic about, our romantic partners, etc. And the first problem would be that looking for someone, that to complete you. Like you don't want, you need to be complete. The higher your vibration is, the more balanced your masculine and feminine energies is, which is kind of what this card is talking about. Is partly that of knowing when to move forward, when to hold back, when, and also this energy. If you could apply the knowledge that you have from your business, I'm getting, to your love life, and look at it more from that perspective, so that you would be able to see the potential in it in a clearer way, I think it would do you good. But what was coming up a lot in the romance ones, and you can check out your sign and go take a look there. It's in the playlist of the fiery horse energy also as well. So if you want to look into that energy, because it's having a big influence on people, and the horse did come out here. And it looks like it could have been that your love life was kind of impulsive, that you make it like you're making it only with your heart and not using your logic, because this talks about the beginning of fulfillment. So what it's saying is, yes, there's a lot of potential for fulfillment here. having said that, you have to put yourself into that energy. It's not something you just wish for and it automatically happens. So this is talking about basically like you have the down payment for the castle, but you have to still make more mortgage payments. Or you've met the person and now you're engaged, but now you're working on the relationship and continuing to make sure it's going to be a strong marriage. Or you're already married and you love your partner and they love you, but you need to continue to put the energy into it so that it stays a really good relationship. But this card was also coming in a lot, and I posted about this yesterday actually, or it'll be yesterday from this reading, and it's talking about the 1111 or 111 portal. And this portal is something you'll know if you've entered it. It's when the universe is really trying to get your attention, like here, saying you're gonna miss out on an opportunity if you don't pay attention here. And what'll happen if you're in the 111 portal, you'll all of a sudden, you'll be working on something, you'll look up and, oh, the clock says it's 11:11, and then it's like, oh, you look up again, it's 1:11. Oh yeah, I've got to go pick up that package, I just need to look it up and see, what's the address. And the address is 1111 11th Avenue. And you're like, what? And then you leave the house and you're driving and there's a detour in your route. And the car right in front of you turns off and it says 111 and you're like, what? And that's the universe's way of speaking to you through synchronicity. And this portal is just saying, hey, you are manifesting at a very high level. I mean, look you've got 9 cups here and you've got 9 pentacles. Just stay in the game and keep your thoughts on where you want to go, not on where you don't want to go. That's the energy. If you have to take a detour, so you take a detour. You'll get there on time. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and this is talking about the moving into your heart's desires. And so this is saying you've had heartache 3 times. Or there was, a sword in between the 2 people. And it looks like, oh, how is someone going to ever, there's 3 swords in their heart. How are they ever going to recover? But really, when you look at it again, you realize, oh, those swords are really small. There's a possibility that someone could recover. This energy is this a cliff with a cloud in the background, or is that a person and this heart is in their throat? Because sometimes this is just like really feeling there were harsh words said, that kind of energy. And it can also be an energy of a lot of people are talking about it because this is a stage. So you might be someone that has a public image and you're embarrassed because everybody knew but you, and there's a lot of gossip going around. That quite often can represent that kind of energy. But it's also saying, that and a heartbreaking decision had to be made. And I feel like that's the decision you're making. Like you had to cut this person loose, basically, And then you're victorious if you do that. That's the energy. Cut them loose, and a new love is coming in. The one that God is saying you deserve to have this. Look you're so close. Don't give up now. Stay in the game and rein your emotions in. You don't want to be impulsive. Look up that fiery horse energy for your sign. It may empower you because this is saying you have victory. And the people around you are seeing you victorious. And the reason you have victory is because you were able to rein your emotions in and not get upset by the competition. You learned from the competition instead. And look at this, we have a rebel with a cause. So now this gives you a new heartfelt passion for life again and decision. This is like a decision you made. And I think the decision basically is this person is out of your life here, but this is, okay, you know what? I'm going to pull these swords out and I'm going to give love another go. I deserve to have ultimate fulfillment. And that's what I want. I feel like that energy, you know what to do when it comes to business. So just apply some of the knowledge you have from business to this kind of energy. Then we have the Knight of Wands is galloping in. He's also reining in his emotions, his passion, very passionate and feeling this energy a lot. And so another horse coming in. This is very much the fiery horse energy. This is in a controlled way though. So maybe you have someone very passionate that's been watching this and saying, what an idiot. Like, here, let me show you how someone should treat you when they're in love with you. And look at it, it's a King of Cups. See? And he's running right to the King of Cups and saying, do I have the woman for you? You've been sitting out here and you've been in the middle of a bunch of chaos yourself. You've been ready to hand someone a cup of love. And like the King of Cups is the most emotionally available because he understands how to rein in his emotions. He's an expert at it. And so he's very emotionally available and the most steady of all the partners. And he's looking to have someone. Maybe he even sent this night out to gather information. Like, is this person single now? Because it looks like they're out of this relationship. And he's been watching this and just shaking his head like, what an idiot. This is an empress and you're treating her like that? I'll show you how to treat her. And he's like, the knight is coming back. Yeah, no, she's good. She's ready for a cup of love now. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. And so now all this opportunity comes in. Yeah. And this is like the universe kind of having a laugh here. But really, there's 7 cups here, and each of them has a gift in it. So it's saying like there's all these opportunities coming your way. You've got there's more than enough love for you, and like you're like a black hole that's ready to suck all these opportunities and love in. And I feel like this king is someone that was looking at what was happening and was just thinking, what an idiot. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. And like seeing, hey, you are victorious. And what he means by that is like, I feel this is the competition, the 5 here. And you're like, all right, I love myself. That's the energy I'm in. And so now all these opportunities are opening up. And then look at, this is your soulmate. See, God doesn't lie. And so this is talking about this also can be talking about masculine and feminine energy coming together really strong. 50-50, very balanced. But I really do feel like with God here, I'm telling you, this is a good option. The marriage card coming out, it's saying you have to really watch that you're manifesting at such a high level right now. You have to really watch your words, what you're saying to yourself, how you're presenting yourself, that kind of energy. And this is saying here in the past, I feel, because it's sitting on this energy, this is what you learned. You learned to always keep your hand on those 6 pentacles. Otherwise, if you give too much of your time and energy away to other people, then you end up with barely anything. But if you make sure you look after yourself first, and make sure you look after your needs, then you will be able to continue to look after others and have the energy to do so. I know, Stella, you're hungry now. My cat's being obnoxious. I apologize. She's not usually like that, but she's unsettled right now. The Page of Wands, we are talking about this is like a younger version. This knight, this energy coming in, I feel like this King of Cups might have known you in the past. And at that time, maybe it wasn't like there was a lot of passion there and they really wanted to pursue it, but they weren't in a position to do so. And now they are kind of energy. That might be. And so they're like, glory, hallelujah, this person's out of, and she's ready, I'm ready. That's what this is talking about. Yes, this is a passion for new discovery from God, confirming it again. Really interesting reading. And at the top of this, we have the King of Swords. So this is talking about, I feel like the King of Cups also has learned this lesson, that the Queen of Cups says, where is the Queen of Cups here? So I feel that this King of Swords, this King of Swords is also the King of Cups, and is also almost in an emperor energy, has learned things. That's why he understands this chaos. And so that's why he's also learned the same lessons that the Queen of Swords has learned. If these people, if they come in together, quite often they can represent a divorced couple, but that's not, I don't feel like, I feel like they might be divorced now. There's the energy and they're ready for love. Yeah, really cool reading. Way better than the one that I almost posted. I didn't want to bring people down because the energy is already heavy as hell right now with everything that's happening on the planet. Just, yeah, now this is much better. So if you're enjoying this, please do like and comment. It does help me to build my channel, and I really appreciate it. Also, now I'm going to clarify with my oracle cards, and this is Tales from the Vector. This is something I started back in 2007, and then in 2020 I completed the last of the paintings. There was 64 of them. I'm an artist, had a lot of fun with it, and learned a lot about the Intergalactic Federation of Light, which I had no idea. I'm still like, okay. But they're dragons from the future, and they're coming in with advice, right? And there's a lot of crystals and dragonflies and all sorts of energy in them. I've had them out in the past when I was doing seminars, and I've also had them at psychic fairs and had a lot of fun, working with the cards with people. But now it wasn't complete. Now it is. I'm working with you online. In the description box below, I will put the cards in the order that they come here. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings, how they're numbered in my gallery on my website. And my website is talesfromthevector.com. And that's TAILS.com. All right. And I'm almost wondering if my kitty doesn't have an ear infection. I'm going to see how, maybe I need to clean her ears or something. She seems to be like something's bugging her. It might just have been the previous reading and the fact that she's sitting at her dish and saying, I want my supper. I fed her. She's been fed. She just wants more. So don't worry, Stella. We're almost there. All right. So the underlying energy at the bottom of the deck is dissension. All right. So we have dissension is swimming with sharks, with friends like this who needs enemies. So maybe this is the sad thing when we're talking about 5 people here. Perhaps it was a friend of yours or more than one friend, or everybody knew, everybody was talking about it. And dissension is when you divide and conquer, right? By talking, gossip, and all that kind of energy. We have the Capricorn energy coming in. I want to make it really clear here that when the horoscope signs come into my readings, I'm not talking about, a Capricorn did it kind of energy. I'm talking about we all have all the signs in us and in our birth chart. And of course, the sun sign is the most influential in our character. Having said that, we can learn from the state of being of each sign. And Capricorn is when you have a lot of ambition and you want to take consistent steps of actions towards your goals, seeing the possibilities within the challenges. That's kind of having that, the glyph is a mountain goat with a dolphin tail on the end instead of a rear end of a mountain goat, and climbing a mountain and having the discipline to do that. Kind of energy. So then we also have here the guiding star energy. And so this is about needing to use your intuition as well as your logic when it comes to love. And here we have, now you're purring. You're a good girl. All right. I love you too. All right. A cat's purr raises the vibration and causes a lot of healing. So that's what we're going to do now. Yay. All right. So the Aquarius energy is the new moon coming up is in Aquarius. And so that energy is coming in a lot. And it's basically saying and this came up in so many of the Valentine's Day readings, is like, this, your soulmate may be someone that wouldn't be your normal type. And, it's kind of saying like, when you go on a date, just go out and don't go on a date thinking, oh, this might be I'm going to get married. Like, for one thing, you're going to run them off pretty quick. If you start talking about marriage on the first date. But it's not just that. It's like, be willing to explore, dating different people. And it came up quite often, like that God was saying, I'm sending you someone that's not your type, so have an open mind, because you may have noticed your type is not working for you. I know you better than you know yourself. You can trust God on that one. And then this is again saying that you've been devoted to your path, and you've put a lot of energy into your life to stay on a good path, and you deserve to have all the love in the world, and that you're being recognized here. And I do feel that, and then look at, we have the Libra energy coming in. And so Libra is when you're mature enough to have a relationship that would be a commitment like marriage. And so this is saying you're ready for it. You can anticipate the future. Maybe on some level, there was something in the back of your mind where you were like not really wanting to give up your freedom yet either. So you were choosing partners that, you could, that would probably leave, and then you wouldn't have to do it to them. And this is about degradation is another tactic. So this is talking about, it's interesting energy, because it's talking about sometimes when someone else does something to us and we're on the upright, but we're the ones that feel degraded. It's really the degradation belongs to the other person, basically. And then and the people that are talking about it, if you thought they were friends, well, now congratulations, you know the truth, and they're frenemies, not friends, and you didn't really lose anything, and you gained the truth. And so that's a very valuable thing. This is talking about, again, the Venus energy. It's sitting right here, being around someone who's behaving like a toddler when it came to love, right here in this energy. Doesn't understand the give and take here, and was trying to degrade you in some way by bringing you down to their level. Interesting. All right. So this is the Taurus energy is the second sign in the zodiac, and it's saying, like, if a toddler, if they're adorable and lovable, and there's someone that you want to cuddle and all that, but they're not very good at giving and taking yet, and they throw temper tantrums when they don't get their way and do impulsive behaviors, cause a bunch of messes in the house. You don't want a toddler for a lover. And so we have abuse of power, yeah. So life's only a bitch if you are. That's the kind of energy. So this is just saying, sometimes if people see someone like this and they're kind and they're in this real, like, loving energy, they don't they mistake the kindness as naivety, and then they just feel like, oh, I can walk all over this person, and then they find out the hard way that at the end of this, if you're disappointed, this person's even more disappointed in themselves, is what I'm getting, because they're not going to find someone as unconditional. Like, this is not that easy to find someone who has unconditional love for anything or anyone these days. So if someone can unconditionally love someone that's behaving like this, they're the ones who are, have lost something, and they're the one, and that's justice. That's part of the karma, basically. People think karma is punishment, but it's cause and effect from your actions. So if you have someone in your life that is willing to love you, and has this unconditional love for you, and they're very kind to you, and then you decide to treat them in this way, you're the one that's going to feel like, the person you did it to is going to feel bad, but they're going to overcome it. And, we've got the 11 there again. And so it's again saying, karma is not punishment. Karma is like, you take actions, and then sometimes you have to pay the price for those actions, And then the denial, this is representing this energy. I felt like a lot of times that happens. What I don't know won't hurt me. And so the universe will be like saying, hey, 11:11, 11:11. And you're like, huh? You know? And it's like, no, like, I don't want to see that. I want this one to be, I want this person to be the person that I have babies with, you know, that kind of energy. Yeah, and we have, because it's a father figure. So it's kind of like, instead of, you know, there's a saying, you kiss a frog and it becomes a prince. Well, sometimes you could kiss a prince and find out it's a frog. That's the kind of energy. Or if it was reversal, maybe someone kissed a prince and turned that person into a frog. They don't want to be around you anymore. That kind of energy. This is worldly and otherworldly desires. So it's good to give yourself total permission to follow your authentic desires, but make sure they're authentic. And if your authentic desires are to sneak around in the background, I doubt it. If you check into if you're on your, if that's someone who's off their path. And so if they're off their path, then, you know, this kind of energy comes in, and for everybody around them, like it's shifty energy. It's not going anywhere. And judgment is coming in. And this is unfettered judgment. This is talking about God's judgment. This is talking about, because we don't know, and that's coming here again, right? So this is talking about, we don't know what other people have gone through that causes them to behave in ways like this. And, you know, it can be really, it's not excusing the behavior, but it's saying, hey, only God knows, is in a place to judge other people, really, because God knows what they've been through that maybe caused them to be behaving in this way. And I'm getting the energy that this person's more disappointed in themselves than you are, basically. Pride gets in the way. It's kind of like, you know, especially if if it was public, it's kind of like, oh, not wanting to be the one that was dumped kind of energy. Very high school, very, very high school. Yeah, that relationship was very foolish. That means just saying that the person had expectations that created a lot of limitations, and maybe an expectation that they wouldn't get caught doing this, I don't know, or that they were going to get their hands on a bunch of money and that kind of energy. But this is talking about also this energy at the top can also represent that there's a lawyer involved that's looking at getting this money back kind of energy. That's, you know, get a good lawyer if you need to. If you were married to someone like this and then you found out this was happening. So expectations create limitations. If you stay on your divine path, you're more likely to be able to anticipate your future and be foolhardy instead of foolish. So that energy's been coming in a lot too. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. It was very lighthearted in comparison to the other one. So I'm happy I made this choice. Do like and comment if you've enjoyed it. And please consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. It would be my honor if you did so. Bye for now. I will have another reading for you again tomorrow. Come here, Stella. Let's go see if we can get you some food.